Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome student speaker Kenya Crawford, master's candidate, Department of Counseling and Clinical Psychology.
Good morning, President Furman, family, friends who've become family, and the 2017 graduates of Teachers College, Columbia University. And I must give a special shout out to the Department of Counseling and Clinical Department over there. I see y'all, okay. It is my esteemed pleasure to stand before you all and deliver the student speaker address. While completing my degrees at Teachers College, I've served as the co-director of the Sexuality, Women, and Gender Project, research assistant in the Stigma, Identity, and Intersectionality Lab, counseling intern at the Cole Initiative for Psychotherapy, co-coordinator for the Winter Roundtable, and every once in a while, I found the time to eat and sleep. This morning, I would like to leave you all with 3 lessons I've learned at TC over these past 2 years: leaning, learning, and loving. When I first walked through the halls of TC, like many, I struggled with the impostor syndrome. I worried that this first-generation Black queer woman from Philadelphia somehow was in the wrong place. Navigating various systems of racism, sexism, homophobia, and classism, the ideals of an Ivy League institution seemed unimaginable. Unaware of how to maneuver the confusion of multiple connecting buildings, struggling to learn how to access Moodle, and balancing all the demands of my program, I felt out of place. In my own stubborn mentality, I thought I could do it all on my own. 3 weeks into the program, I received a call from my doctor encouraging me to drop out because there was a high chance I'd be diagnosed with cancer. Terrified, confused, and alone, I learned my first lesson of leaning. I learned when, who, and how to lean on those around me. I had to challenge the superwoman stereotype and reframe my relationship with vulnerability. This meant acknowledging my limits emotionally and physically and leaning on others for support. This support included covering me when missing classes, checking in about doctor's appointments, and holding me to my new diet. I learned that my strength emits from the energy gained from those around me. With such support, I'm grateful enough to be standing here in front of you all, cancer-free, with an extra few letters after my name. The second lesson I would like to share with you all is, of course, learning. I had the pleasure of walking the halls alongside the strongest faculty, researchers, and policymakers, all working towards creating change. While the knowledge gained at this Ivy League institution is paramount, the real work begins now. As many of us walk across this stage, elated to never write a 15-page paper again, I challenge you to not stop being a student. It became easy to allow my coursework to halt my leisurely reading and personal reflections. Today, I end my relationship with academia in a traditional sense, but my role as a lifelong learner continues. It's imperative that we take this knowledge outside of these ivory towers and share it with the communities around us. Navigate your privilege in a system of oppression to learn when to speak up and when to step back to radically create change for women, people of color, immigrants, people regardless of religious affiliations, queer, trans, gender nonconforming people, just to name a few. In your new place of employment, educational program, or maybe even sleeping on your parents' couch while in between jobs, don't let the fear of your silence hold you back. The great Audre Lorde states, "Your silence won't save you." Silence allows your oppressor to recreate a narrative stating that your marginalizations didn't exist and you, in fact, enjoyed them. In speaking up, our names will go down in history with Shirley Chisholm, Albert Ellis, and Carl Rogers. Together, we have the tools to create greatness. Now I challenge you to go do it. Lastly, I would like to leave with you the importance of loving. Like many, I've been on the everlasting quest of self-love. This lesson often battled my humility daily. Often I struggled living presently with my accomplishments, always looking towards the next goal. I rarely gave myself the space to recognize my current success. This led me to learn to love myself shamelessly. I've learned the importance of flaunting the masterpiece that is you. Do not denounce your essence and label it as humility. Today, I challenge you to no longer silence the greatness that is you. Thank you.